Hello everyone, welcome to The Workable Hire by Preeti Nirkhey. Our guest today is a master of two worlds, the world of hard data and the world of human heart. By day, she is a business intelligence consultant of Government of Alberta, where she leverages workforce analytics to influence strategic HR decisions at scale. With elite global certifications like CPHR, SHRM, CSP, she is heavy hitter in the technical space. But her story did not start in the boardroom. It begins in the HR world of Nigeria, a journey that led her to become a respected leader in Canada. Known to her readers as the immigrant alchemist, she is a writer and a thought leader who is turned to the challenges of starting over into a masterclass of resilience. She is the founder of Coral Consultant, where she operates one radical belief: confidence is not a personality trait, it's a technical skills that can be built, redefined, and mastered. A recipient of Individual HR Excellence Award, she is also the board president of Navy League of Canada, Calgary chapter, a woman tech maker ambassador, and a distinguished Toastmaster, where she is analyzing workforce data, mentoring the next generation of youth leaders, or helping women reclaim their leadership identity. She is driven by a singular mission to help people find their own voice, find their own power, no matter where they started. Please welcome the woman who isn't just shaping career, she is redefining how people show up in the world. Please welcome Arobo Ako.
Thank you so much, Preeti, for having me. It's a pleasure indeed to be here speaking to you and being on your podcast. I know it's been a long time coming. You did speak to me about this last year, and life has been happening, but we're here finally, so thank you.
Thank you so much, Arobo, for accepting and making your, coming here all the way and then finding time for yourself, really making an impact on my podcast.
Absolutely.
Because
I'm so proud of you for kicking this off. Like I said, I know we spoke about this last year, but I honestly didn't see it coming. But now that it's a vision that has become a reality, I am beyond impressed. So good job on that. Yeah. Well done.
Thank you so much. I was just in learning curve and watching a lot of other podcasts, like how other things doing. And I'm really wanted to have, because we are in Canada and international level, we are meeting people. Yeah. So how people are doing, right? And this is a very personal talk when we do person to person, and I want world to see like there's a good things still alive in the world, right? So,
absolutely.
And the leader like you that can come and then guide other people, that will make huge impact. Right?
I hear you.
And hope you find the weather fine today.
Oh, the weather. Just when we're thinking that it's spring, then you have like the fifth winter, which is what happened yesterday and the day before. True. So there's a heavy downpour of snow, but at some point we'll survive it. Spring is coming. Nothing is going to change that. So
right. I'm glad. Soon we'll be there.
Absolutely.
Soon we'll be there. Hanging there. Just.
We are hanging in there.
Arobo, like you did a lot of things. Like when I was reading your bio and when we were talking over the call, it seems like, and I'm personally watching you, like we are part of Toastmasters together, right? And you are DTM there, and see how hard work you're doing behind the scene. Because before, my idea was, when I joined the Toastmaster, was just, I will go, I will have my script, I will get, I will start my public speaking and I will be fine. But no. There's a leadership part involved, and here I am, like, and
when people look at Toastmasters from the outside, they just say, oh, who are this bunch of people that are nerds who just come to speak and, give speeches? But it's a whole different world when you get in there. I consider Toastmasters to be a full-on university where you learn everything. You build networks, you meet people who are way more advanced than you, more knowledgeable. So when I got in there, I came in to sharpen my public speaking, but what happened was my entire life changed completely. I did learn public speaking, which I do at an exceptional skill right now, but I also learned leadership on a completely transformational, different level than I thought I would. one of the things that stood out to me was when I became the area director of the year for the district. I said, oh my gosh. When it was announced, I couldn't even believe it. It was like I had come a whole 180, right? And just to say, it's life-changing. It has changed my life, and it's by far one of the best decisions that I've made in my life.
I totally agree. Because I look back in 2025, around like February, March, when I joined, I used to be like come as a guest before, just to experience like is something that working for me or no.
Yeah.
But after meeting the community, after meeting the people, it holds me like, oh,
absolutely,
this is something I need to really give a try. And you make a huge impact, I would say. Because when I saw as a leader, I see she's doing great. I mean, she's like everywhere, all things, and she's doing all things with pure heart. You're pouring your heart into work, like you're treating that as a baby, your own craft, right?
It totally is to me. I know how lost I was before I came there. So when I see other young people, women, men who walk through those doors, I imagine myself in them, and I know how important the guidance is. I also know how important it is to look up to someone like me. So when they watch me, what am I doing? How am I showing up? What am I doing differently? So I expect that what they see is the example they'll follow as well, which is why I still try to give speeches, even if I leave the stage for other people to do so now, which is what leadership is, right? So in my opinion, leadership is creating other leaders. That's how you stand out as a leader. So I coach, mentor, and I leave the stage for them now. So if you look at the club in recent times, you won't see me giving speeches. I'm like the backup person. So when there's no one or someone has canceled, then you call on someone like me to give a speech. But now I want to see everyone else shine. That's where my joy comes from. Knowing that I'm creating other leaders, I'm creating other speakers, I'm giving other people that opportunity as well. I have like this question in my mind for long, because we all think in the mind like who we are, and that's the spiritual side of us, right? But if for a moment, if we keep your all achievement aside, then who is Arobo? That is such a tough question to answer because, oh my gosh, that is giving me cause for deep thought. Who am I when you take everything away? I'm a girl. I'm a broken girl. A girl who's trying to figure life out on a journey to healing, on a journey to learning, on a journey to becoming a better version of myself. That's who I am at my core. I am a girl who has morphed into a woman that has learned empathy, that has learned respect, that has learned the hard way that the way you allow people to treat you is the way they'll treat you. And I've had to teach myself these things through life's experiences, through making mistakes, falling on my face, getting up, So when you take away everything, the accolades, take away the spotlight, take away the awards and all of that, I'm just a woman who's navigating life like everyone else. I love to relax. Take off my shoes, put on my very casual clothes, watch a good movie, if possible, throw in a glass of wine there. I was going to talk about my kid, but we're talking about life without her. So no her.
She's also achievement, but all achievement in the sense of like the paper achievements, right?
Yeah. So without the paper achievements, I'm just a woman who's on her journey to discovering herself. Every day I ask myself, how can I be better tomorrow? And in that sense, I don't mean my career. I don't mean the achievements. I mean, how can I be someone who helps society? What can I do differently to make life easier for the next woman, for the next girl? Because like I said, I'm on a journey to healing. So how do I position myself in a manner that impacts the next lady or girl positively? And that's what drives a lot of the volunteer work that I do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really, really like empowering. Like it's, if we see as a human, like who we are, what we're doing, and in the end of the day, I think we all are just there. Just learning, right?
Absolutely.
Just learning. And besides this, you are also like a mom, right? A teenager mom, but you don't look like a teenager mom. You're so well maintained. But how's that shaping you as a mom, as a person, as a, because if you see our parents' generation, how they raise us, right?
Yeah.
And as an immigrant, we are raising our kid. So what difference you find in a
I'm a
upbringing?
mom. I'm a mom of a 13-year-old now. She's 13, going on like 1 million. Yeah, she's an amazing girl. I have to give her that. I give her flowers. She's tried. I'm not just a mom. I'm a single mom. And I've done that pretty much her whole life. Yes, I was married at the time when I had her, but that did not pan out as we hoped, which is the story for a lot of women as well. But some of the decisions that I've made for myself include, one, I will not have more kids than I can take care of on my own. And that's why I have the one child.
Right.
Second, I will always choose her. I will always choose her. And that is because a lot of my story, when you start to unravel, has places where I was looking for someone to choose me. Mm-hmm. My father, my mother, my stepmother, my siblings. Who's going to choose me? Mm-hmm. Who will stand for me? Mm-hmm. Who will speak for me? Right. And from a very tender age, I said to myself, if I ever bring a child into the world, I will be that person for her. I will be her or him, but now it's a her. I will be their safe space. They can always come to me. The kind of things that were not done for me, including giving me a door to get those opportunities, giving me a safe place to land, I will ensure that that kid, regardless of where we are, has those things. Yeah. And she was the major driving force for me leaving Nigeria and coming to Canada. I needed to ensure that she had those opportunities, she had safety, she had stability. She had those things that in our generation were not necessarily thought of as necessities for a child to grow up. Right. So that's how I show up as a mom to her. And the beautiful thing is she's responsive. She appreciates that. She understands that. She's a wise girl. She calls me her best friend. We grow up together. She's always had me in her corner. So we've built that relationship. Doesn't mean we haven't had issues. We have had issues. As a matter of fact, she's currently, just before I came here, we found out her TEDx talk had come out on YouTube.
Oh, congratulations.
And we were so excited. Thank you. Such a proud mama moment for me. But she's talking about some of the struggles she's had as an immigrant child. Some mental struggles of identity, struggles of branding, discovering herself. And she's an ambassador in that space now. Wow. So that's what she's going to be talking about going forward. So we've had our times, but we've been resilient. Mm-hmm. We know that we have each other.
Right.
In this current space and life that I find myself, one thing that I cannot afford is for my daughter to sit anywhere in life and think, does my mother love me? That is supposed to be a constant. Wow. Does my mother want me around? It's a constant. I choose you first.
Wow.
So that's the kind of mother that I am. But I am also a disciplinarian. I don't spoil my kid. Right. She's not spoiled. Her manners are checked. I'm an African mother.
Right.
So I did the work when she was younger. You're not allowed to misbehave. Her consequences are in place. She knows. Her teachers know. If you want my daughter to function, just tell her, if you do that one more time, you're going to call home. And it's done. It's a done deal. She would rather choose stones than have to call me to explain why she's caught up in a certain kind of situation where she's misbehaving. She knows that that's not even an option. So she'll sit up and she'll function.
Wow. Arobo, I have a respect for you, but I have a huge respect for you now.
Thank you.
Because, I always see you as alpha woman, as a woman who has then when we have this song, like those powerful boardroom women, you always come in my brain in that category.
Thank you. That is such a compliment.
I learn from you, right? I learn from you, and as I'm not like the person who give you a compliment upfront, not in the back. Because I feel people need to see how people are seeing them outside, right? So it gives me more courage and more things to achieve more, right?
Thank you so much. That is a compliment. I don't take it for granted.
Yeah, because you it's not just I'm giving you the compliment, you earn that compliment, to be honest.
Thank you.
Because your hard work is all seen by others. So you don't have to say thank you for it because you earn that.
Yeah.
in a way. And I've seen you are doing a lot of different gigs, right? So as a career-wise, when you came here in Canada and you had an HR background in Nigeria too.
Yeah.
So how this two world make you the leader now here in Canada?
Okay, yeah. So in Nigeria, one of the certifications you didn't mention in my introduction is the CIPM.
Okay.
That's the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management.
Okay.
That was the first HR certification that I got. That's the Nigerian version of the CPHR here.
Okay.
So it's a diploma actually.
Okay.
So I got that certification. And that was how I kicked off my HR career in Nigeria. There's a huge difference between the HR practice in Nigeria and the one in Canada. So let's start with Nigeria. The HR practice in Nigeria, as I experienced it, I'll put that disclaimer, is it's pretty intuitive. It's human-centered.
Right.
It's more of you reading human beings, right? You're looking at people and wondering, how are they feeling today? What do I need to do right? So it's less about the systems. It's about the people.
Okay.
Most of the policies and procedures are in place, they're signed, but they're just on paper.
Okay.
So you have to navigate that space on your own pretty much, right? So they're more like suggestions than actual things that are put into practice. It's a people's game.
Right.
On the other hand, in Canada, HR is strategic. It's systems.
Right.
It's relations.
Right.
It's this big thing where it's codified.
Right.
There are policies, there are documents, there's all of these things that people need to put in place for it to even function in the first place. It's not about the knowledge, it's about how you bring it into the workforce.
True.
So, systems, people. The leader that I am today is not one who has chosen one or the other. I've put both of them together.
Right.
I've blended both. And that's, in my opinion, what makes me stand out from the crowd. I'm able to be very relational with people, and then I'm able to talk about the strategies and the systems as well. So blending both is what has positioned me strategically in a place where I can now manipulate HR data, I can interpret HR data, I can help leadership make data-driven decisions.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the difference.
But like mindset, when you were in a HR space, but you're doing recruitment there too in Nigeria?
Oh,
you're
no.
part of the talent acquisition side as well, or no?
Oh, no. There's a huge difference between those roles. So in Nigeria, yes, you had recruiters, but it wasn't a one-person job, right? It's a HR job.
Right.
So the HR is the recruiter, the HR is composition and benefits,
Same
the
in
HR
India.
is talent acquisition, the HR is the senior consultant, the HR is the logistic, the HR is the, So those demarcations were not there. So it poses a problem when we come to a place like Canada.
Right.
So your HR, where you're coming from, but how do you now differentiate your skill set?
Right. Because we are skilled
You're
in everything. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Even in India.
master of all the trades, right?
Right.
So what do you do when you come to a place like Canada where you have little pockets of different specializations?
True.
How do you position yourself with all the knowledge that you have?
Right.
But I see it as a benefit for immigrants because you're globalized. You have all the skills.
Right.
So you don't have to stifle yourself by applying to only one position. You've done recruitment, you've done compensation and benefits, you've done employee relations. You have all these skills. So you don't have to start from scratch. You can apply to different roles.
But what happened, like when in my story, when I came here, I was doing this 360-degree HR. I was like, oh, HR is like everything. But when you come here, you have this pocket like, okay, do this or this or this. And that's a career.
Exactly.
If you pick one thing, then you are building career in that direction, right?
Thing, yeah.
But it makes more sense to me because in a day you deal with like 300 people's data, right? For example, then one person doing HR and onboarding HRIS, that's not possible. So there should be a pocket for everything, right?
Yeah.
So here I think people give like work value, your time management, your personal life and professional life. So I think in a better way, in a good way, right?
Yeah.
So And you are recently nominated for the CPHR award, right?
Yes,
So
it's called the Individual Excellence Award.
Individual Excellence Award.
Yeah.
Tell me about that, how you achieved that here.
Oh my, how did I achieve that award? I have positioned myself in certain places where I promote not just HR, but different concepts in HR. I'm talking about inclusivity, DI, employment standards. You mentioned that I'm the board president of the Navy League of Canada Calgary branch. Yeah, so when I got into that position, I used my HR knowledge of employment standards, policies, procedures to reshape that entire space. I rebuilt all processes from scratch.
Wow.
It was a lot of work.
I can hear you.
It was a lot of work. Yeah. I used people management. I had to create a brand new board. I brought my recruitment skills into play there because I needed people who had certain standards. I needed people who knew what they wanted out of that job. So that recruitment process on its own was crazy.
Wow.
But at the end of the day, it did pay off. Because currently that board is doing so great that at our last division AGM, the other presidents in the whole of Alberta, there are 21 or 22 of us in that room, they pinpointed me and they said, girl, you have to go rep us at the division level.
Wow.
So I was pushed into a position at the division. So it's a promotion in a sense. Yeah, but it's because of all this knowledge. And people are watching, right? Another thing that I do is I give my time pouring into the next generation.
Right.
And I do this from a place of love and passion because one of my biggest fears is the fear of the future. I actually sit up at night sometimes and I ask myself, what am I leaving for the next generation? What kind of world is my daughter going to experience? How are they going to navigate this world when we're not there?
Right.
It actually makes my stomach bubble.
Right.
So instead of capitalizing on the problem, I think in solutions. That's how my brain works. What can I do differently to arm these children for the future? What kind of leaders? If we complain about the leaders today, all we're doing is complaining.
Yeah.
We're bickering.
Right.
What's the solution?
Right.
And in my head, the solution is preparing the next generation to take over radically. We need to prepare kind, empathetic leaders. We need to prepare people who can speak up for themselves.
Right.
Kindly, respectfully, but speak up. And that's why I'm very passionate about youth leadership projects. You'll see me. If you call me now and tell me, oh, there's a youth leadership project, or we want to go train some leaders, I will be the first to get there because I want to keep pouring what I know into these children. That's the only way we can strategically change the future.
True.
So when I see these children grow and morph into these confident leaders, especially the cadets that I work with, every year we have a youth leadership project we rounded up the second cohort in, I think that was last month. We rounded up, at the end of last month, at the end of February, we rounded up the second cohort, me and a group of Toastmasters. It was phenomenal. You hear these kids speaking about being respectful to one another, being kind, supporting each other when someone is falling short. I'm going to help him do this. I'm going to help her do this. Building empathetic, deep thinkers.
Wow.
Right? So that just gives me, when I think about it and I'm scared, it gives me some succor. I know that, yes, I'm working at it. We're working at it. The future is going to be good. It's going to be okay.
Right.
When I think about it like that, right? So...
True. Like we are the people right now who can, work toward that to give a better to the next generation, right?
Absolutely.
And if anybody is not healed yet, heal for your kids.
You've opened up another can of worms. You've opened up another can of worms. And that's, I say so because our generation suffered a lot of trauma. But that was the beginning of a revolution.
True.
Because we can identify. Our parents didn't give us A, B, and C.
Right.
We're done with the blaming.
True.
We're done with the blame games.
Yeah.
We can read for ourselves. This is a generation of information.
True.
There's AI, there are books, there are podcasts like this one, there's YouTube,
So much information.
E-books, so much information out there. So we cannot continue to blame our parents for not giving us these things. How do we heal? How do we move on? How do we prepare the next generation not to suffer the things that we did?
True.
So that's why that healing is important. I talk to a lot of immigrants and I say, as soon as you land, whatever benefits you have, first go for therapy.
True.
Go for therapy. Check your mental health. It is so important to identify those patterns, break them, and ensure that we're not cascading or passing it down to our children.
Right.
It is the most important message, I'll say.
Right. Yeah. And it happened more often in women's. I've seen like women's always complaining and always comparing themselves, their lives and all those kind of things, which is like we are way... Like those kind of things should be way behind us, right?
Absolutely.
Now we are in 2026. Is still a lot of people carrying that weight and not done with the healing process within themselves.
Knowledge is power too.
Yeah,
knowledge is power, and that's why I tell people: be graceful, give grace, meet people where they are.
Right.
What you know now, a lot of people still don't know.
Right.
Which is why it's important to have these conversations whenever we're in rooms as women, so that people can identify that. Oh wow. What she's saying is what I'm going through. Oh, so this is real.
Right.
I'm not crazy.
Right.
I'm being abused. Oh, so this is real. And then they can start to ask questions on how do I get out of this? How do I rewire my brain? How do I think differently? How do I heal? And they can start on that journey as well.
Right. I teach always my daughter, like, accept the people the way they are. Do not change anything in them because that's their personality, right? If something is not, okay with you, you can be like, okay, this is normal. This is like people, like, don't judge. Just don't judge.
Don't judge, yes.
Yes.
But I would also say that it's okay to, especially if you're comfortable with the person, point out something that you're not comfortable with, especially when that thing affects you.
Yeah, definitely.
You don't have to stay there and just take it because, that's how the person is. Oh, no. I'm not comfortable with A, B, and C.
Right.
So we also need to teach our children, especially our daughters, to be able to speak up for themselves when they are in those uncomfortable spaces. Respectfully, I always tell my kid, but assertively. Let there be no room for misinterpretation of what you're saying. Your no is your no. It's not a no where you're smiling and say, oh, no, I don't like it. I need you to stop. Or what you said affected me in this way. She had a conversation with a friend yesterday that almost got me to tears. They've been having issues. They fell out over the girly stuff, the usual girly stuff, and they haven't been in contact for a long time. My daughter tried to reach this girl. The girl didn't respond. So in her teenage brain, she says, she's giving me attitude, so but yesterday she was feeling really vulnerable and she called this friend up. And the friend answered, are you there? And both of them apologized to each other. Oh, it was a misunderstanding. And my daughter said to her, I'm really sorry for the way that I treated you. I've thought about it for a long time and I think that I've been a bad friend to you. And she gave instances of the times where she thought she wasn't a good friend. And the girl said, oh, I'm so sorry too. I shouldn't have done A, B, and C. Oh, but I messaged you and you didn't respond to my message. Oh no, I changed my phone. I wasn't even online at the time. Miscommunication. These two girls spoke until almost midnight yesterday. They were catching up and just soaking in all of that love and friendship, and that's the way life should be.
True.
If only adults could think like that as well, right? So I'm raising her to say no. Life would be very easy if you just go and talk. Exactly. Just go and talk. Communicate. Right. People would not know. They cannot read your minds as a woman. True. You need to be able to say, this is what you said that made me feel this way. I don't like it. And as a fellow woman, you should be able to say, oh, I'm sorry. Right. I didn't mean it that way. I'll take dressing and I'll change my approach next time. Right. Nice. And you also founder of a choral consultant. Yes. So you are also empowering there too. So what is the motto of your consulting firm? Choral Consults, where confidence shapes leaders. Yes, that's the slogan. Choral Consults didn't just start. It started in Nigeria, actually. Okay. Yes, it started in Nigeria. So let me tell you a bit about choral. I'm sure you're wondering, what is choral? Yeah. Yes. So think about it like choral. Okay. Do you know the choral beads? Yeah. Coral beads.
Coral beads,
those pricey stones from underwater. Yeah. So in Nigeria, I'm from the South.
Okay.
And the South is the riverine area.
Okay.
Coral beads are celebrated stones.
Okay.
They are brought out only when there's a big occasion, like a marriage. A girl will wear her coral beads in her hat, her necklace, her hands. They are, for us, they are more than gold.
Oh,
they are precious stones. In Calabari, from the riverine area, there's a tribe called Calabari.
Okay.
Coral beads are called kilali. And that's what I was going to name my daughter, Kilali.
Kilali,
I've always been fascinated by those stones.
Wow.
Coral. So the color coral is the color of the coral beads. And that's why my logo is that color, coral.
Okay.
So it's coral, but with a Q.
Right.
Just to give you that touch of like, classiness and difference. Yeah. Finesse. So that's where the name Coral comes from. When I lost my job in Nigeria, I started this firm where I used to help small businesses with the HR function of building policies, procedures, recruitment, and all of that stuff. I also had a bit of a consultancy side. I have a lot of experience with marine because that's where I worked.
Okay.
And with that, I was able to start breaking into the marine sector a bit. It was so stifled. It's a male-dominated industry. So male-dominated that when I send an email to someone, they respond with, "Hello, sir." Yes.
Really?
So, yeah, "Hello, Mr. Ako." That's what you will hear. "Hello, Mr. Ako. Hello, sir." No one even assumed or presumed that the person on the other side could be a woman.
Right.
You can imagine how male-dominated the space was. So it was tough. But I did start to break through slightly. And as soon as I could see a little light at the end of the tunnel, I had to choose.
Wow.
Canada came calling. My PR application had been approved. So leave this, go to Canada, or stay, and take on your consulting firm. But again, like I told you, my daughter always comes first.
Right.
Yeah, I had to take that opportunity to give her what I consider to be a better life. So I dropped Coral and I came to Canada. I sold off everything and I came to Canada. It wasn't much. I just had some equipment for the marine side of things. I sold those up and I relocated and I came here. So when I was thinking of starting another firm, I said, why not Coral again?
Wow.
So I just
bring those
rinse and repeat.
Those memory back here,
Everything
right?
back, yeah.
Amazing.
But I changed it a bit. It was no longer so much about the marine side of things because I don't even have marine connections here. But it was just doing what is normal to me, which is public speaking, confidence, helping people find their voices, helping people discover themselves.
Right.
Yeah, so.
Very empowering. See, like your journey from back home and then all struggles, challenges, you overcome, you saw the tunnel light and with the PR, you're here and you didn't stop there. You just like, okay, I got it here and fine and have this, soft life here, but still you are shaping yourself as a person and keep learning and empowering others, right?
Necessary.
True empowering. True. That's how, my next question is on that. A lot of people, or especially women, I have seen complain, I don't have a time. One job and household done for the day, right? But Arobo, you are involved with so many other stuff. You have your own consulting. You are president of Navy League Canada. You are a DTM in Toastmasters. You have your own job to do. You're raising a daughter, and beside it, God knows other things. You are still, trying to build behind the scene, but you're everywhere. How do you block those time? Because sometimes there's overlapping, right? Because you committed something and now you have this work, some urgent work came up and then you have 24 hours only, right?
Yeah.
As we all have a 24 hours. But some of us feel like overwhelmed, burnout and those things. How you manage those and what advice you will give out there, women especially, or anyone who wants to work toward their time management?
Yeah. Oh, time management. It's a topic that we cannot overemphasize. It has to be talked about. Yeah. What am I going to say to this? I would say yes. My life does look pretty full on paper. If I have to write, there's some things that are not even there, right? Some things are coming up. Some things are still in the works. I'm a writer. I'm a blogger. I'm a storyteller. A lot of things.
Right.
A lot of things to so many people. I'm still a sister. Right. I'm an auntie. A very passionate, functional auntie. Right. Same way if my daughter calls me up, I leave everything and I go to her. If my niece calls me now, I'm gone. She doesn't even need to speak twice. Right? I'm a friend. Mm-hmm. If I call you my friend, I am loyal to the T. So there are a lot of parts to me. So it does look full on paper, but when I look at it, I believe in purpose. Mm-hmm. I believe in balancing things. I believe in prioritizing things, but I act on alignment.
Okay.
What aligns with my goal?
Right.
What aligns with where I'm headed? And when I think about it from that angle, it doesn't look as full. It's like a funnel. Everything is pouring into one goal. Mm-hmm. My goal is to teach people, to help people, to support people in discovering their voice. Mm-hmm. And when I say voice, I don't mean just the public speaking side of things. Mm-hmm. I mean positioning. Right. Framing, right. Executive presence, how you show up in a room, right. How you show up for yourself, how you lead your own self, how people perceive you. What's your brand? Mm-hmm. When you leave a room, what do people see? What do people think? What do people talk about? When you walk out of a room? How do they remember you? Right? So everything funnels into that. So it's an alignment. My day job, which is being a HCM business intelligence consultant, teaches me structure. It gives me structure. My volunteering, I volunteer a lot. I know. A lot. That gives me empathy. It makes me see things from other people's eyes. In that space, I see so much different people from different cultures. I see children. I see youth. I see women. Mm-hmm. So that gives me a different lens to look at things. And then you talked about my business. That gives me passion. It fuels why I wake up in the morning, right? So when I put it all together, it all goes into the funnel. Right. You talked about me being a women take maker. 3 years ago, we all went to California, to San Jose for the Google I/O Connect conference. So we're all, oh my God.
That's
it was
fancy.
Such an experience. Oh my goodness. It was so good. Being in that room with all these powerful people, being in that space and just listening live. It was magnificent. But we had different segments of things that we did. So the women take makers and other women gathered in a room where they brought this powerful women to speak to us. And something one woman said stood out to me. Same question. The same question you just asked me now. And she told us to imagine all our tasks and our life as balls.
Okay.
They're balls. So family is a ball.
Right.
Your job is a ball.
Right.
Everything is a ball.
Right.
Some are plastic, some are glass.
True. How powerful.
Some are glass.
Right.
You can drop the plastic ball. You cannot drop the glass ball. It will break. So in your life, what is glass? In your life, what is plastic?
Oh my God.
In my life, my daughter is not even a ball. She's in a league all by herself.
Right.
So she's not even competing with anybody.
Right.
So she's not a ball at all.
Right.
But when it comes to family, my job, my health, my friends, the things that I do, what is plastic? What is glass?
Right.
The glass I cannot drop.
True.
I cannot drop my family. I have prioritized my health is a glass ball. If I need to go see the doctor, I will prioritize that.
True.
If I need to check myself, I will prioritize that.
True.
You talked about burnout. I know firsthand what burnout is. I almost ran mad 2 years ago. It was so bad. My team lead called me into a meeting and said, Arobo, you have to leave work.
Really?
Yes. You have to leave work. You are no longer the person that we employed. We can see it in your work. And she wasn't lying. Life had caught up with me. Certain things had happened that had triggered certain responses. I was losing it completely. I was burnt out. And that was what opened the door to seeing a psychologist. I got evaluated a couple of times. My doctor was aware of what was going on. I left work for months, almost 5 months or thereabout. I was out of work. Drop it all. So I dropped it. And after that, I learned the hard way what burnout can do to a woman. And I asked myself, if you continue like this, what happens to this daughter that you love so much? Who's going to take care of her? Who's going to pick up after you? So after that, I made certain promises to myself. I said, I will never be overbooked again. I'm going to use my calendar actively. I will not be double booked. I will say no to people. I'm going to hurt people's feelings, but it's my life. And I started to do that. I lost relationships as a side effect to that. But I had to put those structures in place to be able to function and give the best of myself to the people that I care about, to these causes that I want to support. If I don't do that, I'm not going to give my best. True. So I started to use my calendar. I started to put things in there. I emptied out my schedule completely, and I started to slowly, it's almost like emptying a house that is overpacked. That was how my therapist explained it to me. Push everything out and then slowly start putting things back in.
And then structured in
exactly. A way. Don't put anything you don't need. If it's not necessary, don't take it. You know, yes, you want to mentor people. Yes, you want to give yourself, but not too much.
True.
Only what is necessary, one at a time. Push things forward in your calendar. If it's that important to them, they'll wait. If you can't speak somewhere, say no.
See, we see all the time like shiny things and then leadership, but they built from within. Like diamond is not diamond without going from the thought process, right?
Yeah.
Same goal is not gold. They have to be there.
There has to be a structure.
There should, definitely.
There has to be a structure.
Now, like, I know like she is a leader, but I know you are built within. You're born within and then you rebuild it again, right?
Absolutely. That's key, actually. So that common question, are leaders born, are leaders made? I've weighed both of them.
Life pushes you somewhere, right?
Yes.
And then you have to adopt the way.
Yes. I think when I analyze my life, I think I was born to lead. I have dodged it. I've run away from it. I have hidden from it. It comes to my table every single time, no matter where I hide. I can be in a room full of people. I'm at the back. I usually sit at the back. Anywhere I go, I stay at the back. They will point me out. I can't hide. It has happened to me too many times. I went for a wedding. I sat down at the back. And the MC was looking for someone to chastise and get them to do a song and a dance. This man walked through the aisle and gave me the microphone. I said, what the heck? I was hiding. And it happens to me all the time. So I'm done running away from it. I remember when I was about 11, 12, my siblings hate me for telling this story, but I always tell it to rub it in their faces. I hope they don't watch this. A neighbor lost her kid. And it was such a sad time for the whole estate where we were leaving. People were coming to visit. Everyone was sad. This baby was already born and then the baby died. So this woman was in a place of so much pain. And people were going to sympathize with her and, give their condolences and all that. And so I don't know who told us to do that. Someone told my siblings and I to go greet the woman. So 3 of us, my 2 older siblings, and me, the smallest, we walked into the room and stood there. And there were people. And everybody was just looking at us. Okay, why are you here? And my siblings, my sister is looking on the floor and shuffling her feet. My brother is counting his fingernails. I'm like, why did you bring me here when no one is speaking? It was becoming awkward and embarrassing. So I took the initiative and I said, good afternoon, ma'am. My siblings and I are here to sympathize with you. We heard you lost your baby. We hope you're doing well. We hope God heals you and, all of that. And I just spoke on behalf of everyone. And one woman there recognized what happened. And she says, are you the youngest among these 3? I said, yes, I am the youngest. And she said, you were born to lead.
Wow.
And she told me you were born to lead. So that kind of stuck with me. And it's always been like that. Even in my family currently, my younger ones look up to me. My younger sister said something so profound to me one day. She's the baby of the house. I call her my first child. She said to me, she sent me a message and she said, whenever she's confused or whenever she's in a place and she's thinking, what do I do? The question she asks herself is, what would Arobo do in this situation?
Wow.
And that's what she goes
That's
with.
simple.
That melted my knees.
Yeah,
That is
see?
the peak of leadership. Leadership is not when you're in the big boardrooms and you're sitting down in front of commanding officers like I do all the time, or you're with all these big people. That's leadership is
Right.
at the ground level. How you influence your family, how you influence your friends, how you influence your children, the people around you, your neighbors as well. What do they remember about you? Can they trust your decisions?
Wow.
Do you have integrity? Can they take your word to the bank? Are you loyal as a person? That, to me, is where leadership starts.
See, this is a real conversation here. I mean, it's not just a fancy thing and we're talking about something, hey, hi, hello, and then done. This is a real.
Yeah,
this
it
is
is.
alive. This is your core, you're talking from your guts, right?
Yeah.
So this is like really making me think about like how many things we have to think, right?
Yeah.
I mean, life is not just like playful thing. It's just you have to build. You need to create something. And, there's a sign like you see yourself, then women give you compliment on that particular incident.
Yeah.
You identify that moment and then you were going through like the hard fellowship with the jobs and, and you're lost, burnout. Those things actually happening in your life because you needed a change there.
Yeah.
Because God has some different plan and that's okay. Now move this direction, navigate this way. So that was, I think, probably God's plan for you. So I'm amazing. And as you says, you're just not shaping career, but shaping how people show up to the world. So
Yeah.
what do you mean by how they show up to the world? Like what make you to think about this?
Okay. What I will say to that is our lives are not just based off of our careers. Our careers are important, don't get me wrong. But there's much more to life than our 9 to 5. There's more to life than go to school, get a job, be a mother, get married, be a good wife. In fact, life now is, for me, way, way beyond all that. What's your purpose? Why are you here? I read a book by Bishop T.D. Jakes one time, and it was talking about finding your purpose. And I'm reading this book and I'm praying and I'm saying, God, what is my purpose? Why am I here? Why am I in the world? Why do I go through all the things that I go through? And it was much later I realized that a lot of those things happened so that people can learn from you. You can teach people how to navigate those uncertainties. So for me, again, my brain works in solutions, and that skill, I will give my father kudos for that. Because even as a child, the kind of games that I would play, other kids are playing with dolls, combing doll hairs, and doing the girly stuff. Maybe you have a toy kitchen and you're cooking. I did none of that. None. My father never bought me a doll. He bought me books. When people didn't even know what computers were in my home country, Nigeria, my father invested in a computer. And the games I will play are not... they're not the basic games other kids would play. I'll play games like Zumbini. In the game Zumbini, you're tasked with the challenge of building Zumbini. It's a kind of creature. You will build those creatures and take them 20 by 20 on a journey to the other side. If you don't build them properly, you will lose some on the way. If you don't build them properly, some of them will fall off. You'll have all those issues. So you need to there were so many, but it was strategy. I will play games like Tetris. My father started teaching us how to code early. So my brain works in solutions. So I'm thinking, if I went through A, B, and C, how do I ensure that there's light on that path so that someone else who's coming doesn't get into the loopholes that I got into? That's how my brain works. And that's what fuels my passion. That's what fuels the things that I do outside of my job. I love HR, don't get me wrong. But there's more to life than that. And that's why I do what I do. That's why I would always give my time to help a young girl figure out what's going on. I would always give my time to coach, mentor. Recently, I was with a group of friends and we went for a Rotary function where they were having an exchange. Rotary sponsors this thing where kids would go to different countries and sometimes other kids come as well, and we coach them into learning how they'll act when they get there, what they'll say, how they'll speak, the slides, all of that stuff. And when I'm in those rooms, I'm in my element. Yeah. I'm in my natural habitat. I am happy. I am giving. I am teaching, because it just gives me pleasure to see these girls and youth gain their voices. Right. I'm of the opinion, and I've learned quickly, that our voices are our most powerful asset. You can use AI to sound fancy. You can use AI to sound posh. You can use AI to run large reports, build your resume, do all this. AI would give you answers to interviews, but it's your voice that would help you translate all of that information into digestible content for people to be able to absorb. It's your voice that will open doors for you. It's your voice that would give people a roadmap to how they will perceive you, how they will see you. So for me, your voice and how people perceive you, that's the biggest skill anyone can have.
But so many people try, right? To have a voice, to be this person, that person, but zero impact.
Yeah.
So many putting effort there, but they are not able to recognize by, others. And sometimes they feel, okay, well, whatever, I'm done. That kind of thing I've seen happening. Like people try for a certain time and then they drop
and then they drop it.
Yeah. And then they become original what they are, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's, even if you're doing things with the heart and you're not giving or you're not recognizing, people are constantly looking for validation for those things, right?
Oh my gosh, validation. That's another
area I'm opening for you to discuss.
Another
right?
kind of worms. Yes, and I know you talked about advice.
So what? I have a question for you on the same thing. Because you're a mentor, you have your own mentors, so you're a mentee as well. So you played both roles. So when you're shaping you as a person, what is the best advice your mentor gave you, and what was the worst advice you have ever received from anyone?
Ooh, best advice. I would say the best advice I have received. It's not. I wouldn't call it the best, because I've received so many good.
But
nuggets
life changing or something.
Yes.
You feel like, okay, this is kind of my person, or I needed this thing to hear right now. That way.
I would say it is go and stay where you're valued and where you can give value. We spend a lot of time in rooms where people don't value us. You're being disrespected.
Yeah.
You're being taken for granted. And we're begging for this attention. That's not right. As soon as you realize that, walk away. Go where you're valued and where you can give value. So in a place where you realize that you're valued, you must, in turn, give value.
And how about when you realize you're not getting valued, but suddenly, like few years later, those people who did not give you the value come back to your life again because of the life cycle? So you come back in the cycle again, and then you had emotional that thing, okay, this was not this before, but now table is changing, or maybe. So how you treat those moments, like, okay, I really want to be here now, or should I entertain this thing, or, I made my move already. Why should I go back?
Why should I go back? Yeah, I get that. I think that's for the person to discern. You in that case, so you use your discernment. But I'm a strong believer in patterns.
Okay.
Words mean almost nothing to me.
True.
Yeah, words mean, and I tell people all the time, take the patterns. If someone says, I'm sorry, what have they done to change whatever it was that made them make that apology in the first place?
True.
If someone has always shown up for you, that's a pattern. So you cannot say that because of one thing they did, you write them off.
Right.
because they've always shown up for you. So what's the pattern? So in that case, if the person has taken you for granted before, now they see your value and they want to tap in, there's certain questions you'll ask yourself and you'll ask them as well. Why? Why now? Why now?
Because often see the leadership when you're trying to be a leader, somewhere you start and then you start, I don't believe it. And, that leadership way. And then again, when you do something and then they see and then they come back. Okay. But for me, like I feel like, okay, I never do this to somebody. I won't value and all those kind of crappy things. But I feel like it's happened in society or in general, we have seen those things, right? So it's very common, I would say.
It's common. It really is common. And a lot of the time as well, I find that it's a level of miscommunication too. Also, as leaders, as people in the professional space, sometimes buzzwords just sound so nice. Oh, I want a friend or a partner who's emotionally intelligent. I want, all these buzzwords come up, forgetting that when you want someone who's emotionally intelligent around you, they will hold you accountable. They will call out your lapses. They will, they will tell you are not on time. They will tell you you're not being organized. They will call out those dark spots that will embarrass you. They will hold you. They would want you to have some level of integrity. And when that happens, the narrative shifts. Oh, this person is difficult. Oh, this person is, they're not saying the things I want to hear. They will make you uncomfortable, respectfully, but they will do so. And at that time, that's when you see people running away from this thing that they wanted. They asked for it, but they didn't really want it. It's so even identifying your own patterns, identifying how can I get better, identifying where am I being too sensitive, or where can I learn to do things differently? Because we're not always the victim. We're not always the victim. If you look deep in, you would also spot places where you can make amends, you can make changes, you can learn. There's nobody who would say, oh, this is how I am not. No. If the relationship or that point in your life, it requires some adjustment, balance is everything, right? Too much of anything is bad. Too much of assertiveness becomes rude. Too much of being too quiet becomes complacent. So finding a balance and meeting each other in a certain place is where we all win.
So we have so many viewers watching this video, listening on your Apple Podcast or Spotify. So those women who are building, shaping, or maybe a leader, or maybe aspiring leader, or not just leader, person in general, student or any house, housewoman or anybody who out there listening to this, what best advice you will make impact in 2026 in the age of AI to those people who want to make move or change, or maybe looking for a job and hanging somewhere and trying to their best to get a right place for them to, have those kind of better experiences and job in life. So what is the best advice? Because you rebuild yourself. So I think you went to all the corners, you have seen a lot of things, and now life overall, what do you think? Okay, this advice I wish I could have 10 years back. So, that kind of advice would you like to share out there to the world?
The first thing I would say is looking for a job, especially for immigrants, people who just come, HR, whatever you are, learn the business. Define what it is that you want. I know people always say, take anything, just, take anything. No. What is it that you want? Define it for yourself. What does that look like for you? Right? When you do that, have a strategy. You might need to apply for adjacent roles. And by that I mean, so I'll give an example. HR, you were a HR business partner or HR generalist where you're coming from. An adjacent role in that case would be maybe a HR admin, an onboarding coordinator, a recruitment advisor, roles like that. People interpret that to be stepping down. I call it stepping in, right? So when you do that, it's opened the door for you where you can now boast of not Canadian experience, but Canadian relevance in the Canadian context I'm talking about now. Another thing I will say is learn to speak in outcomes. Master that art of speaking in outcomes. Don't generalize. For instance, you say, I'm a HR professional. What does that mean? So speak in outcomes. Here are a few policies that I've developed, and this is how it played out in the workplace. This is a conflict that I resolved. This is how it played out. These are policies, these are procedures that I developed, and this is what it did where I was.
True.
Also, learn the lingo. So we're talking about when you're speaking inclusion, you're speaking employment standards, you're speaking in the context of the Canadian workplace.
Right.
Personnel management is what you would have called it where you were before. Maybe in Canada, it's called employee relations.
True.
So you need to learn how to transfer that skill and speak in the Canadian context. Otherwise, the market will just assume that you don't have it. Meanwhile, you do have it. They don't see that you have it because you've not been able to translate that experience into context that the market will understand. So that's another skill to learn. I know that people really, especially as immigrants, when we come, certification is a big thing because they're looking for the Canadian experience. They're looking for Canadian education. It's a very confusing place to be. But I would advise, hold your breath. Just hold it a bit. Are you getting that certification because you're emotional? Or you're getting it from a place of strategy?
True.
Long term, will that certification serve you? So don't just rush and pay for something that you probably would not use. Aim for, it's better to have your first Canadian experience than to have 5 certificates. You get what I mean?
Right.
So try to get into the Canadian workplace, which is why I said apply to adjacent roles. Call on all your skills. You might have project management skills. You might have HR skills. You might have recruitment. You might have negotiation. Lots of skills. Don't look at it from just one angle. Break it, spread it out, and then start to look for different roles in these places. Yeah, that's the advice that I would give to anyone who's just coming into the workforce. The last thing that I would say is AI is here to stay. AI is here to stay.
It's the new normal.
It's the new normal. So the people who would be sought after in the nearest future are people who know how to use AI. Nobody's looking for the builders of AI. Whoever built it is enjoying themselves wherever they are. But what the workforce is looking for, people who know how to use AI to solve big problems.
True.
So learn those prompts. Learn how to use AI beyond draft that email for me, change this sentence for me, projects.
Yeah, basics.
How to explain data, how to look into the future, how to read trends, how to bring tangible solutions to an organization. You don't have to be in IT to do that. A HR expert can do that. Supply chain can do that. Project management can do that as well. Wow. So learning the future, what's ahead of us, and how do I leverage that?
Yeah, just go with the flow. Just learn, right?
Yeah, just learn and strategize. Don't just throw yourself
here and there.
Strategize. Have a strategy on how you want to break into the market.
Really powerful conversation with you, Arobo, today. And before we go, I have a rapid fire round for you. So it's like a one word or like little bit detail on that side. But this is a very, I will say, empowering, because so many times we see stuff, but we don't question, right, to ourselves. So here I have some amazing questions for you.
Okay.
So for me, like, I'm seeing comfort everywhere, right? Comfort in the sense I'm dressing when I need comfort and so on, all those kind of things. For you, are you a dress person or are you a jeans or pajama person?
Oh, I have to sit on the fence on that one. You can see that I'm wearing a dress today. I love dresses. I think they make me look very professional. However, I rock my jeans. I can't even count how many jeans I have. I love jeans. I love comfort.
Right.
I want to be comfortable in what I wear. So yeah, you will also see me in pajamas when I get home. So I'm going to be on the fence a bit with that one.
And what is a one immigration superpower every professional should have?
It's the gift of communication.
Good one. Data or storytelling? Which one change more minds?
Storytelling.
Awesome.
I say so because even with data, data is useless if it cannot tell stories.
Right.
So if you master the art of storytelling, you can manipulate data.
And what is the biggest confidence killer in the corporate world today? Biggest confidence killer in the corporate world today?
The biggest confidence killer is believing that we only speak when we're ready. You speak as you go. We're never ready.
And how about being judged? Like if you saying something and room is not ready to hear that.
You have to move on from that. Because, if I can just explain a bit, sometimes as a leader or as, human, we need to learn to communicate softly, but not avoid having hard conversations. So what I'm saying is you have those conversations without making the next person feel small. There are lots of conversations that people get uncomfortable hearing, but we need to learn to still have those conversations without. So soft message, soft tone, firm message.
Right.
Soft tone, firm message.
So there's a techniques.
Yes.
To
soft
deliver
tone,
your topic.
Firm message. Yeah.
Soft tone.
Soft tone, firm message.
And if you become like a leader for the country for a day,
Yeah.
what would you like to change?
My biggest dream is to have a world where women and girls feel safe. We can walk around and be ourselves without the fear of being harassed or abused. I will go there. On one more thing. I've always dreamt, I've always wanted so many babies. I dream of a world where every baby has a mommy. Every baby has a safe place. Every baby has a family. Every baby is fed and clothed. I'll go there too.
Oh, that's so cute. That's so human.
Yeah, I'll do that for sure.
And the biggest piece of advice you brought with you from Nigeria to Canada?
Oy, oy, oy. The biggest piece of advice I brought with me from Nigeria to Canada, I'm going to give a Nigerian parable.
Okay.
So the mosquito, a baby mosquito flew out one day and came back and told his mommy, "Mommy, I was flying today. I was going everywhere. People kept clapping for me. Everyone was clapping. That was so awesome." And the mommy said, "You mosquito, they were trying to kill you. They weren't clapping." So that's one advice that I would give people is, yes, the stage is yours, but note that not everyone who is showing support or who's applauding you is genuine. And the ability to decipher that and live with it is golden.
Wow. I like the mosquito story, I will tell somebody someday.
Yes.
I will use it somewhere. And what does it mean truly show up in the world, as you mentioned?
What does it mean to truly show up in the world?
Like in a one line you have to say.
Ooh. In one line, what does it mean to show up in the world? It means to be real.
To be real.
To be your authentic self. To speak confidently without regret. To be able to apologize when you know that you've erred, and to be able to learn from your mistakes and do better.
Wow. And this is very interesting. If you could put one message on a billboard of Calgary downtown, what would it be? One message in Calgary billboard downtown.
I will say confidence is a superpower. It's something, it's not a personality trait. It is a gift all of us have. It only takes building it and massaging that muscle, and we would all get there.
Awesome. So thank you so much, Arobo, for
Thank you
joining
so
me
much
here.
for having me. This was fun.
This is such a like getting real you from your voice and sharing all your gigs, what you're involved with, and your HR perspective, Nigeria, Canada. We covered a lot of things and rapid fire round, which was like more fun to get to know better you, right? By the way, I always ask this question, very interesting to my all guests. Though I started recently with this formal podcast. But are you a tea person or a coffee person?
Coffee. Oh my gosh. I drink both, but coffee in the morning. Nothing else.
Awesome. You nailed it because I'm a coffee person too.
Oh my gosh. Coffee is life.
Yeah, right? So thank you so much. And I really, really wish we can, build this kind of, gig together, and maybe in the future I can be a part of Navy League of Canada.
Absolutely.
Definitely will look forward some volunteering opportunity there. And so much information here. And to all my viewers, I would like to say Arobo built herself, and that's her story, her power. She's sharing her thoughts, how she become who she is now. If you find yourself that you want to need a change, just move. Just Nike it. Just do it. Because you are the one who is going to create your story, right? So all the tools are available here. If you need support, Arobo will be available on LinkedIn. You can reach out to her. If you have any questions, she will guide you the right channel. She can put you in the right room. If you have any self-doubt moment or anything like you're building your career in HR as an immigrant, she's here to help, support. And that's her power story. You will see her in Toastmaster. She is a DTM. She's
What is a DTM?
District Toastmasters.
A DTM is a distinguished Toastmaster. That's the pinnacle of the Toastmasters journey. So yeah, I am a DTM.
That's her superpower. So if you like this channel or you like this podcast, please do subscribe us. And just remember, just two people, real talk, sharing our knowledge, our life experience. This is just two people, general conversation, human to human podcast. And thank you so much joining us here. And please do subscribe. And if you have anything, just drop a comment or reach out to us. We are available on social media. And wish you very best in life. And bye now. Take care. Thank you. Thank you, Arobo. Cheers.
Cheers.